another cloudy start to the day, some spells of sunshine, the cloud thick enough to produce the odd spot of rain. I'll have all the details of that and more coming up on Good Morning Britain. Now, we are just a few days into March, which means we finally have all of the stats added up for February. And you know what? February was a dry one. We had way below average rainfall. Anywhere in this map that's particularly brown, we had around about 20 or 30% of what we should have seen for the entire month. And that was really mimicked right across the country. How dry was it? Well, it was the driest February we've seen for 30 years. We had less than half the normal rainfall that we should be seeing for the month. And overall, the month was actually quite mild as well. It was one of the mildest Februaries that we have ever recorded. But it wasn't just the fact that it was so dry and so mild, it was just how low the rainfall figures are. Some parts of particularly the south and east had rainfall of just 8% in Essex, 8% of what they should see for the entire month. And the whole of winter itself actually was relatively dry as well. The forecast remains dry. Welcome news for many if you wanted to get out and about and enjoy dry weather, but not welcome news for the deficit in the rivers and reservoirs and the staying dry in the outlook. So we are now in March. It is meteorological spring, but it will not feel like it over the coming days. It's set to turn much colder. Today, though, like it's been all week long, cloudy, largely dry, a few showers around. A little more sunshine than we saw yesterday, though. Here's how it looks this morning, and with these cloudy skies, it means it is a frost-free start to the day for the majority of the country's temperature starting 3 or 4 degrees. The best of any sunshine in the far south, and it's southern England and across Wales, where we see much more sunshine than we saw yesterday. Thickest cloud across southern Scotland, northern areas of England, Northern Ireland here, the risk of some scattered showers, and temperature-wise, 7 to 10 degrees, pretty much where we should be for the time of year, so around about average. But the winds northeasterly, and I think that will give a bit of a chill like we've seen over the last few days. This evening and overnight tonight, again, it's that time of year. Clear skies across the north and the south. Here's where we see a frost. The cloudy skies keeping the heat of the day, and it will be frost-free. Tomorrow, we repeat it all over again. This benign week of weather, cloudy, largely dry, and a few spells of sunshine. Good morning to you. A question I'm being asked a lot at the moment is there snow on the way? Are the rumours true? Well, the first thing that's true is it's set to turn much colder, and with colder air comes the chance of snow. A battleground setup, there is mild air with low pressure to the southwest, but what wins out next week, a northerly flow from the Arctic, and that will bring with it conditions cold enough for snow, most likely to see wintry showers, so rain, sleet and snow through eastern coasts. But later on in the middle of next week, if a weather front moves in and hits that cold air, that is when we see the chance of snowfall, but that is a long way off and one that we are watching. But what we do know for today and for the rest of this week, not much is happening, the same as it's been all week long. It's cloudy. There'll be a little more sunshine than yesterday and just 1 or 2 scattered showers. Here's how it looks first thing this morning. Clear and cloud makes a big difference. A touch of frost in the far south with clear conditions. Sunshine greets us here. Most other places start cloudy, as it's been for most of the week. The cloud thick enough for southern Scotland, Northern Ireland, northern areas of England for some showers, but most other places dry. And temperature-wise, we're looking at 8 to 10 degrees. That's pretty much where it should be for the time of year. But change is coming. Things are set to turn colder. It is winter. Sort of astronomically, for me, we're just into spring. But this winter, it hasn't been that cold. It hasn't felt that cold for many of us. But things will turn colder for the north of the UK, Scotland, Northern Ireland, northern areas of England. Here's our temperatures around average. A big drop in our temperatures as we head through to next week as this Arctic blast moves in. Percentage chance of rainfall, how likely we are to see wet weather. Again, the outlook remains largely dry, but as we see the cold northerly arrive on Monday, that's when we see the arrival of some wintry showers. Fortunes further south for England and Wales, the same fate. Temperatures yet again sitting around about where they should be for the time of year, but it turns much colder as we head through to next week. And then percentage chance of rainfall. It is looking largely dry, but it will be cold enough into next week for 1 or 2 wintry flurries, particularly in the east, and then all to play for with a chance of snow from midweek next week.